Hi, I'm Bill Lynn. I'm the Vice President of Heritage Arsenal here in Colorado Springs, and we have an interesting historical item we want to discuss this week. This is an Operation Homecoming U.S. Air Force Asian-made flight suit patch. What was Operation Homecoming? Operation Homecoming was the result of some negotiations with Henry Kissinger and the Vietnamese following the Paris Peace Accords in January 1973 that ended the conflict for the United States in Vietnam. What this was focused on was trying to bring 591 prisoners of war out of Hanoi and repatriate them back to the United States. Operation Homecoming was negotiated with the Vietnamese under certain stipulations. One of those was that C-141 Starlifters, painted white with a red cross on the tail, would land in Hanoi, that those prisoners in a Vietnamese-like uniform would be brought onto those aircraft and brought back through the Philippines at Clark Field and then onto the United States, where many of them entered hospitals to recover from their maltreatment. Several of these prisoners had been held well over 6 years and some up to 8 years in captivity. So we had a vested interest in returning these heroes back to American soil. As I discussed the patch, this is an Asian-made typical example. So it's a mixture of synthetic and non-synthetic material. It's essentially a composite. So you have hand embroidery done in synthetic thread. You have remnant material in the form of this cotton, as well as a cotton cheesecloth back. This particular example has some remnant adhesive on the reverse where it was removed from a photo album, we assume. But all the more adding to its vintage substantiation. At any rate, if you take a look at the front, you've got the white, telltale white C-141 Starlifter with the red cross, as I explained earlier. You have Southeast Asia, here embroidered by hand, RP for the Republic of the Philippines, and then USA for the United States of America. That was the route that those prisoners negotiated to finally get home. We're excited to see what the activity is this week on this particular example. Rarely do these come up for sale. For someone who has an interest in prisoner of war material, Vietnam specialized material, or U.S. Air Force specialized insignia, we really think that this is a fabulous addition to someone's collection, museum collection, or a living history exhibit.